A very good
For the
evening.
introduction with the ta-ta-ta. How are you?
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Mayur from Speech Weaver Toastmaster Club as Sergeant of Arms today. We at Toastmaster and welcome to our joint meet of Speech Weaver, Bangalore, Tech Mahindra, Hyderabad, and Synopsis Toastmaster Club from Hyderabad together. We at Toastmaster provide a supportive and positive environment learning experience which members can empower themselves and learn leadership and public speaking skills and attain greater self-confidence and personal growth. For every Toastmaster meeting, we have few guidelines that we follow. First, please mute yourself if you are non-speaker and keep your phone on silent. Second, please turn on your videos so whenever a speaker speaks, he can interact with you and have good confidence. And appreciate every role taker and speaker by using thumbs up and clap. Please refrain from speaking on sex, religion, and politics to avoid hurting anyone's sentiments. Also, please rename yourself as a role underscore name or club name. If you are a guest, rename yourself as a guest underscore name. And last and most important rule to attend this session with your active participation and take away insights you get. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster and President of Tech Mahindra Toastmaster Club, Hyderabad. He is Toastmaster for past 8 years and dual club member. He is also past division director of District 98, past area director, and DTM Vikram. He is none other than DTM Vikram. So put your hands together to welcome DTM Vikram.
Thank you, Sathani Trams, for a very wonderful introduction. Thanks a lot. Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you join across the globe. I am DTM Vikram, the president of Tech Mahindra Toastmasters Club. I warmly welcome you once again to our triplet meeting of Speech Weavers, Tech Mahindra, and Synopsis Hyderabad Toastmasters Club. Can we have a round of applause, please? So, on this occasion, let me reiterate the club mission of Toastmasters. The club mission states that the Toastmasters provides a supportive and collaborative atmosphere for members to improve their communication skills and leadership skills. That's the club mission of Toastmasters. And to tell you more about something about Tech Mahindra Toastmasters Club, we are a corporate club in Hyderabad, and we started the club around 5 years back. And we have been doing pretty well, and each year our club boasts of leaders in the district, myself being a division director from the club, and each year we have got area directors and division directors as well from the club. So having said this, let me also take this opportunity to welcome Toastmasters from other clubs and request Toastmaster Jan to introduce himself, from which club you are, and just in small introduction, Jan.
Thank you very much, Vikram. I'm very excited to be here today. I had a bit of a hard week. I think I had COVID because I had a massive headache. And I was supposed to do 3 presentations this week, and I canceled every single one of them because I couldn't even look at my screen. So I'm well and fit. I can't transmit COVID through a camera, so I'm good to go. So in my own language, French, merci beaucoup to let me do my speech. It's a very important speech for me today because a couple of months ago, I lost my business and my job in the same months in June due to COVID. And the last 3 months, I've been going through interviews, final interviews, but I haven't secured yet a role. So today, I think with Vikram and a couple of your colleagues, we're going to run an interview to see if you can help me improve and secure an income. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ivan. So to conclude, let me also take the opportunity to introduce dignitaries. We have got Division Director Varunesh from District 92, and we have got Area Directors Postmaster Madhuri and Postmaster Shivani, the Area Directors District 98. As well, we have got the PQD Program Quality Director in charge for divisions E, F, G, H, N, Divesh. So with this, let me take this. Let me hand over the baton to the president of Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Milan.
Vikram, I would like to invite Toastmaster Shivani. So yeah, so Toastmaster Shivani, she is an enthusiastic and passionate Toastmaster, currently serving as the area director of F3 District 98. She is from Synopsis Hyderabad Toastmaster Club, and she is Toastmaster for past 3.5 years. Let's welcome Toastmaster Shivani. Over to you, Toastmaster Shivani.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Milan. Toastmaster Mayur, for giving me a nice introduction about me. So I'm the president of Synopsis Hyderabad Toastmaster Club. Although I've been associated with this club from last 4 years, but yes, this is a great journey, I would say, because I really had a lot of learnings from this club. And talking about this club, it's 12 years we have completed this year, and we have seen a lot of leaders coming out from this club. And really, I have learned a lot in terms of leadership, in terms of my personal growth, by by the mentorship, by the learnings, by the experience of all the members who have been there with this club. So coming on the club district mission as well as the club mission, which we do have in our Toastmaster, like we support and we do provide the collaborative environment. On this collaboration, we together 3 clubs are collaborating today and really looking forward to have a great meeting ahead. And with this note, I really wanted to say thanks to Toastmaster Vikram for helping us in collaborating with Speech Weavers Club as well. And thank you everyone to join this meeting. And I'm really looking forward to have great learning and experience from every one of you. So with this, I would like to hand over the stage back to our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivani. Before I hand over it to our DTM, I would like to leave you with one thought, and I would like to quote one African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together. So here we are together, all together, 3 clubs. Let's learn new things. So our club president and DTM, he is a non-executive director at AVM Impact India Private Limited and company secretary. He mentored various clubs in District 92 and finished 6 marathons of total 45 kilometers. So put your hands together for none other than DTM Milan. DTM Milan.
It is the best of the time and the best of the time, because today we are going to share tales of 2 cities, 2 great cities of India. Hyderabad, the city of Charminar, and Bangalore, both are competing for being the cyber cities of India as well as startup cities of India or maybe even Asia. And today we have 3 clubs. So I, as the president of the club, declare our linkers meeting between Synopsis, Tech Mahindra, and Speech Weavers open. With this, I hand it over back to the Sergeant of Arms, or the Toastmaster of the Day. Now, Toastmaster of the Day is our most energetic person. Don't go with his age of 82, who has been a civil engineer, worked in Saudi Arabia for more than 28 years, and who has set up the biggest desalination plant in Saudi Arabia, the place where water was scarce. Today, they have the most beautiful pure water at their loop, and today they are the maximum consumption of sweet water throughout the world. So please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, Toastmaster DTM Milanji. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Joseph, sir. Yeah, you are audible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every smile touches somebody's heart. We are not born happy, but we have the ability to create happiness in everyone. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and distinguished guests and Toastmasters of other clubs. I warmly welcome you once again for this wonderful meeting of ours with great joy. We are now, as a virtual screen, we are enjoying this one. Imagine if we were together on a real stage, greeting each other with a good smile, wearing our colorful attires, how happy would have been. But unfortunately, this pandemic has a dual gift, I would say. One is it kept everybody inside. At the same time, it connected everybody. So today we are talking about our health and happiness. Where the problem is, in the pandemic, we do not know all our happiness and joy has gone. We thought that 2020 will bring a glad tidings so that, 2020, 20 by 20 is a good vision, but we lost our vision. The very disease that pandemic, everywhere there is darkness, everywhere there is silence, everywhere there is panicky, everywhere there is fear. Why? Because this is a dangerous disease. This disease has its origin somewhere. It crossed all our boundaries. All over the world, it spread in a moment which cannot be imagined. Such is the worst effect of the pandemic. We have seen how our economics have been shattered. All our happiness has been diminished. Everywhere there is house arrest, so to say. We are not politics, but still we are enjoying the house arrest. This house arrest is only due to the pandemic. So we have seen many lives were lost. No bullet were fired, but there are many deaths all over the world. There is no control in it. Somehow, the world has come to an understanding. Let us do something to contain this disease. Because everyone, every individual, losing their life, losing their faith, losing their every sorts of kith and kin, and going into the gloomy status. This is very sad. Somehow they said, okay, we'll go for lockdown. In this lockdown, people, there is no movement. Everybody was shut down. Industries, shopping, except for essentials, many things have been shut down. Offices have been shut down, industries have been shut down. The whole economic is shattered, everything comes to a standstill. This was, I have never seen in all my life, I would say, because I was born during the World War II, but this is not the case. This is totally different. Now in this lockdown, The Prime Minister has declared this only because we can control the outside pollution or inside, living inside, we can never go out, and we will not be attacked by COVID. That is well and good. It was done. So during those lockdown, what we have seen is the families sometimes were very happy because the parents are not going for work, the children are there together, we are enjoying the time, timely cooking, timely meals, no tiredness, no traffic jam, no any sort of reasons to come late. You are there for 24 hours in the house. During this time, how many of us really felt happy? How many of us were not happy? There are reasons. There are many reasons to say that. Because only for a month or two, maybe our routine was giving us a happiness. All of a sudden, many things have been developed. There was a misunderstanding within the family. Somebody is refusing to do something. The husband doesn't like to help the wife. The wife, on the other hand, complaining against the husband. There is an harassment. However, there are families who have really set up themselves and started moving on. There's one more thing that comes in this one is the work from home. The work from home is quite different from the scenario of the office. You don't have a proper furniture to sit down, so you develop a back pain. You develop a other syndrome. You have chest, neck pain, muscle pain. So many things have come up. Now what we'll do? You cannot go to the hospital because the hospital will call for a COVID test. So these are the things that one has to endure. This was a very big problem for those who are working. What about the sportsmen? They are also having the same problem. What about the people who are interested in cultural activities and all? Everything has come to a stop. But there are two things. I'll tell you one thing. In these two things, before that, I will tell you one example. On a rainy day, continuous rain, the birds take the shelter. Well, there is one exception, that is eagle. The eagle will fly over the clouds. It will not fear. So is the case here also. Some of the people whom I have mentioned are suffering in the household chorus in so many ways. There are other set of people who really enjoyed, who really contributed. So much so, they are also happy. We are also happy. Why? Because this is a change of attitude. The attitude of eagle is different from the attitude of the birds. That is exactly what I have to tell you. In this case, there are people who have discovered something. Husband have learned how to cook so that he can proceed with a good, healthy life. There are people who have drawn hearts, who developed hearts, who developed music, who developed dancing. They learn dancing online. There are people to teach, there are people to learn. There are people to do art and also to learn. There are people to learn music and also to learn. Like that, many people have improved. They have discovered so many things. I heard about a person who is building aircraft models during this lockdown. Many innovations have taken place during this lockdown. Lockdown, to some, if you have a good attitude, you will make best use of it. Of course, it is a difficult situation, no doubt about it. You will not be going out and coming in. What about the sports people? All these lockdowns, sorry, they were really hard to practice their sportsmanship. They have to have a fitness for themselves. People who go gym, they are also standard. In this way, many people have suffered, but however, there is also a what is known as unlocking for a couple of months, given some liberty. So now already, you know, IPL has started somewhere, if not this place, somewhere else also. Some people have come out for practicing. There is an announcement for so many games and all those things. All these are coming. This is all a good habit of what you call say, keeping a healthy life. And there is also happiness behind that. Anything you do, it also have to have two things. One is health, another is happiness. It always go together. If you are healthy, you are happy. Now this unlock, we lost the discipline. With this discipline, you are not following in. There is no one to save you except for your own. There is one person, because Swamiji, he said he was the first one to admit in Bangalore hospital in a ICU along with his wife. Don't have complacent attitude towards COVID because it is very dangerous. He was admitted in the hospital and he was released. This was his messages. And he said, don't go out when you can have everything at home with regard to the quarantine facilities. And the third thing he said is, always listen to the advice of the doctor at this point of time. That is a well worth advice from that gentleman. Now, how many of us are able to do these things so that we can escape? Recently, I have seen many politicians died. Many talented people have died. Not only that one, the sports persons died, the politicians, the ministers died, the scientists died. What are the cause for this? So, it is always my advice that as health is wealth is the old adage, let us follow the principles of life. Do yoga, which is the best form of your mind development. Also, it will meditation that will keep your mind's memory power alert, and you will be healthy. Happiness and health goes side by side. With this, I conclude my speech. Now I will call the general evaluator. The general evaluator is, I think, Mr. Mayur, who is the general evaluator?
Shruti.
Shruti.
Yeah. Toastmaster Shruti is general evaluator.
Toastmaster Shruti. She is from the Toastmasters Club, Synopsis, if I am not wrong. She is from the Toastmasters Synopsis. Her healthy lifestyle, she said, is to be active and jumping all day. She completed 1 year in the Toastmaster Club. She had Best Achievements Award in 2 sessions that she has attended. I welcome Toastmaster Shruti, the general evaluator, Toastmaster Shruti.
Thank you, Joseph. Indeed, it was a very nice introduction and speech. Good evening, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. I am the general evaluator for today's meeting. Greatly said. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. That's why we have a general evaluator role. As a general evaluator role, I'll be evaluating the meeting on a whole. Now, for the benefits of the guests, my role is divided into 3 parts. One is to introduce the evaluator for the prepared speeches and to call upon my team that will help me in the evaluation process, that is the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. I shall give my general evaluation report at the end of the meeting. Now, let's start with the introduction for the evaluators. For the first evaluator, for the first speech evaluator, we have
I think you have to introduce your tag team.
Okay, sure. I'll go ahead with introducing my tag team. So the first tag team is the timer. So when I asked her to give an introduction about herself, she said that she is quite new to Toastmasters. She's aiming to improve her communication skills, and she's from the Spec Weavers Club. So please welcome TM Ashwini to give us a report about her.
Good evening, respected Toastmasters. Myself, Ashwini, from the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. Today, I'll be the timer for all of you, giving you all an alert about the time check. For prepared speech, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. And for evaluation, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. And for the table topics, it is 1 to 2 minutes. I'll be giving the green, amber, and the red accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Shruti, to cut you off. Timer, Ashwini, can you check whether you are able to share the screen or not?
Sure, I think I'm able to share it. Just give me a moment. I'll share.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, are you all able to see the green flashcard?
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
We can see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, TM Ashwini. Moving on to the R counter, and that's by TM Rajesh. He's one of the most intelligent and sharp Toastmasters I've ever seen. He's a dedicated
which means the quality of being full of energy and happiness. Example sentence is audience admired her youthful elegance. Whoever used the word of the day, let's appreciate them with single thumbs up. And the idiom of the day for today's meeting is be on cloud 9, which means to be extremely happy and excited. Example is she's hovering on cloud 9 these days. Whoever used the idiom of the day, let's upload them with double thumbs up. At the end of the report, I'll submit my report over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Sushmita. And we'll be back with the general evaluation segment to give the general evaluator. Over to you, TM.
Thank you, the general evaluator of the day. Now I call upon the first evaluator for the speaker. The first evaluator for speaker is, I think, Toastmaster Divesh.
TM Vikram for Deepa.
Okay. So I call upon TM Vikram, Toastmaster Vikram, to give the speech objective for the first speaker. Toastmaster Vikram.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph. And I'm back here again to evaluate the speech of the first speaker, Toastmaster Deepa. And the speaker Deepa is giving a speech from her pathways level, level 3 of path persuasive influence. And the objectives for the path project are as follows. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing a speech with an emphasis on adding language to increase interest and impact. Timer, please note that the time limit is from 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Speaker Deepa. Back to you, Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, the evaluator, for the first speaker. Now, this person who is in the speech club as a Vice President Education. The name goes synonymously what you call light. Light is knowledge. This person has crossed all the boundaries, geographical boundaries, and went on to speak in various global clubs and won accolades and awards. Her habit is she will always store in her word bank, word, W-O-R-D, word bank. She will store much of the new vocabularies so that when there is an interest, she will be using that also. She was at the Toastmasters journey 3.5 years. She did so many credits to her. She was also a Vice President membership, and now she is holding the office of Vice President Education. In Toastmasters, she had completed ACG and ALB. Because of her worldwide network, she says she has joined the Toastmasters in order to have many friends and also learn more things about the Toastmaster Club. I would like to invite now Toastmaster Deepa to give her first speech. Her speech title is The Life of Jumbo. Toastmaster Deepa, the speech title Life of Jumbo. Toastmaster Deepa.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My speech title is The Life of Jumbo. There was a slight pronunciation going on there. Jumbo Xerox, Jumbo Jet, Jumbo Circus. Heard about it, right? So can anybody here mute yourself and tell me what the meaning of Jumbo is? Anybody?
Large.
Yeah, large.
Huge.
Large. That's right, Toastmaster Joseph. Good evening, Synopsians, techies from Mahindra, and speech weavers. Today, you will learn the fascinating and tragic story of a celebrity superstar called Jumbo. He was the first celebrity animal superstar, an African elephant named Jumbo. Jumbo means large in Swahili, means hello in Swahili, which is an African language. But that's not how the world remembers Jumbo, is it? We remember Jumbo because Jumbo redefined the word. Jumbo was the largest African elephant in human captivity, largest animal that people had seen until then. And that is in 1860. Now, how large do you think Jumbo measured? Can you look up your roofs? Our roof is around 10.5 feet high, and Jumbo's feet, shoulder height, is 10.5 feet. He weighed a massive 4 tons, which is around 60 to 65 people put together. So that's how large and enormous he was, and just when he was an adolescent. He was still growing, and he didn't even reach his full height, before which there was something tragic that happened. So in 1860, in the wilderness of Eritrea, a country which is next to Sudan, there was a herd of elephants. And that's where a baby elephant was born. The baby was a very happy, cute little thing scampering around his herd, protected by his mother, aunts, sister. Everything was happy, everything was safe, until one tragic thing that happened in his life. One day, hunters distracted his mother and him and drove him away from the herd. Mother and the child and the baby calf ran and ran and ran to avoid the gunshots. They ran so hard, miles and miles, until they got exhausted and fell. They couldn't grasp any more air. They just stood in exhaustion. And that's when the hunters he wanted tusks from the mother, grabbed the female elephant, killed her on the spot in front of the little calf, and got the ivory and the hide that they wanted. And what did they do with the little one? They took the little one and they sold it to the zoo that was happening. It was a happening thing in the 1860s. And so it happened. The first tragic thing struck little Jumbo, and he was transported in the seas to Europe. He finally reached London Zoo. He was seasick all through the journey, with no one of his kind, no protective aunts, no protective sister, lonely, scared, until he reached the zoo. The zookeeper there described Jumbo as a sickly elephant. His eyes were eaten out by insects, sores all over his body, and no will to live. Then, within 6 months, the zookeeper managed to bring back Jumbo to health by feeding him well, and the keeper was Matthew Scott. They developed an unbreakable trust between each other, and he was one person that Jumbo began to trust. And soon enough, Jumbo was used as a sensation in the London Zoo, and he used to carry children around every day for hours and hours, and children would feed him sweet buns, and everything was going fine, until after a few years later, he began to have fits of rage. Fits of rage in the night. In his enclosure, he didn't have any fellow elephants with him, but he was kept in an enclosure, and in the night he would turn really violent, and he would break open all the timber and was pretty destructive. And there was no way people knew how to calm him down, and what they did was unthinkable. They gave the elephant alcohol, whiskey, biscuits dipped in whiskey to soothe him down. And soon, Jumbo became addicted. And London Zoo was not able to tolerate and began to get scared of his anger fits in the night, and was worried that he's going to cause trouble. And they decided to send him off. And they had a deal coming in from a zoo manager from the US, Barnaby Zoo, greatest show on earth. He made a deal for $10,000 US, and the zoo authorities were very happy to send him. But really happened will surprise you. Jumbo had become such a sensation then for being the largest elephant that so many people would visit London Zoo, and people had grown fond of him. Children began to write to Queen Victoria telling him to stop the sale. 100,000 children wrote to Queen Victoria to stop the sale. There was a court case, and somehow the sale deal was upheld, and Jumbo was sent to the US to the circus. Jumbo was reluctant now to go into the ship. He didn't want to go anywhere without his keeper. That's the only person he trusted. And so the zoo authorities now had to pay for even the zookeeper, the elephant keeper, is Matthew Scott, and got him also on board to the US. And soon he was in the US, in New York, and by then he was a sensation in the US as well. The owner of this zoo, Barnby, Phineas Barnby, he made profits within a few weeks. All the payments that he made to the zoo, he recovered within a very short time. That's how maddening the craze was. People were thrilled to get a sight of this huge elephant. And there he performed, and this time he found company in other elephants, and his rages of fit reduced. However, he was tormented by other forms of torture. Never mind, he just stayed on. He didn't know anything else, did he? And remember, this was one of the first attempts at domesticating or keeping an African elephant in captivity. Until then, only Asian elephants were kept in such a manner. And then, years passed, he went on shows to cities and trains. He had a team of 21 elephants with whom he performed tricks and circus tricks, and then there was another tragedy that struck, this time for the final time. When he was walking in the rail tracks, he got stuck by a train. The train fell on him, and he had injuries, and he died. His keeper, who was a loner himself, who had traveled all the way, devoted his life to Jumbo, had no words to express his sorrow, and thus came the end of Jumbo. But Barnby never stopped at that. He continued to exploit Jumbo. How did he do that? They stuffed the animal's hide, and they fill it up. That's what he did. He filled up the hide and created the I think it's called, I don't remember the word. They stuffed the hide, and they carried the statue of sorts of Jumbo and carried to all the cities, telling that this was Jumbo, and he continued to make money out of Jumbo. Currently, ladies and gentlemen, in Eritrea today, there are no elephants left. It is a sad reality. Why can't we stay in harmony with these wild beasts? Don't they deserve a decent life? After all, what are they asking for? A space, feed, and to be happy. Jumbo's tragic life, filled with all the elements of a celebrity Bollywood star, alcohol abuse, exploitation for commercial reasons, lost childhood, is a reminder for us that we need to live sustainably, live responsibly, and it's our duty to maintain our beautiful, gentle beasts, the elephants, and the entire wildlife. Over to the TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa, for this, what I would say is a very sad state of affair of Jumbo, and it really brings sadness. Now I will call upon the second evaluator, Devesh, Toastmaster Devesh, to give the speech script and other objectives for our second speaker.
Thank you, Joseph, and sorry for the confusion. It's me, Rajesh, who will be the evaluator for Milind. Okay. Toastmaster Milind is delivering his fourth speech of his level 1 project, which refers to research and presenting as a part of his project. The purpose of Milind's speech today are to learn and review basic research methods and present a well-organized and well-researched speech on any topic. Timer, please note, the timing for the Milind speech is 5 minutes to 7 minutes. All the best, Milind.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. Now I will call upon the second speaker. The second speaker is currently the president of the Speech Weavers Club. He is fascinated of his marathon. He has won awards running all over the country. Given a chance, he would have even globally attained. He also a charming person in our club, a stage actor, full of energy and enthusiasm in performing his activities. He has held several offices in our club. He used to also attend other clubs in those days before the pandemic. Now also, with this Zoom, he is attending so many clubs as a role taker, as well as also as a guest of those clubs. Now again, one thing, he's a stage actor. He acts so very well on any occasion given a chance to speak, or his vocabulary is so high. He is also one of the director of the company which at present he is helping. I would like to invite the only one, DTM Milan, Toastmasters Club President DTM Milan. Over to you, Mr. DTM Milan. Your speech title is Gandhiji says, war is not a solution for humanity. Over to you, Toastmaster Milan.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. You are like a soldier.
Bapu, Pakistani raiders have sacked, pillaged, burned, looted, and raped in Muzaffarabad, Uri, Baramulla, and are about to reach Srinagar, the capital city. I, as the commander of 161 Brigade, have orders to evict those Pakistani raiders and save Kashmir and Srinagar at all cost. I, along with my troops, are flying to Srinagar in few hours from now. Bapu, do you have any questions which you would like to be answered? No, no questions. Wars are a curse to humanity. They are utterly so senseless. They bring nothing but suffering and destruction. Bapu, as a soldier and about to be engaged in battle in matter of hours, what do I do, Bapu, in Kashmir? You are going to protect innocent people, to save them from their suffering and their property from destruction. To achieve that, you must naturally make full use of every means at your disposal. Toastmasters and my fellow guests, that was an excerpt from Lieutenant General L.P. Sen's book, Slender Was the Thread, Kashmir Confrontation, 1947-48, when the Lieutenant General gave an intelligence briefing to Mahatma Gandhi in New Delhi in November 1947, hours before he flew to Srinagar to combat those Pakistani raiders. Mahatma Gandhi, apostle of peace, ahimsa, non-violence, talking and encouraging Indian commander to fight. I can't believe it. Okay, let's go back into history to 1914 to 1918, during the First World War. During that time, Mahatma Gandhi was insisting from the British only home rule. within the British domain. Even then, he was persuading Indians to join the army. In an appeal for enlistment leaflet, he wrote, "We should have the ability to defend ourselves. That is the ability to bear arms and to use arms. If we want to learn the use of arms with greatest possible dispatch, it is our duty to enlist ourselves in the army." According to Gandhiji, home rule without military power was useless, and this was the best opportunity. Well, I still can't believe it. Mahatma Gandhi favoring enlistment to war. Well, I'm not alone. Let me see what other stalwarts have to say. Gandhiji's very close friend, Charlie Andrew, confirmed that Gandhiji's enlistment for war was one of the points where I had found myself in painful disagreement. Gandhiji's historian, Juliet Brown, who wrote extensively about him, even wrote his concept of recruitment campaign and his ahimsa were strange phenomena. Gandhiji clarified this matter in his own book, Autobiography, My Experiment with Truth, in chapter 38, which talks about my part in the war, and chapter 39, a spiritual dilemma, where he says, even as a votary of ahimsa, when two nations are at war, a person who follows ahimsa has a right to join the army, to defend himself and defend his nation and stop the war. Toastmasters and my friends, in today's scenario, when borders of our own Bharat are being continuously threatened, when our internal security are being endangered, when our economy is in struggling mode, when our own mind are in turmoil, should we remain a mute witness to these challenges, or as a citizen of Bharat, or as a soldier of Bharat, follow those words of Mahatma Gandhi? Countrymen, time has come for all of us as the citizens of Bharat to stay focused and make full use of every means at our disposal. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Toastmaster DTM Milan, for the wonderful star action on the subject. You are supposed to be looking like Chief of Staff for Indian Army. All praise to you. Now I call upon the evaluator of the third speaker. The evaluator of the third speaker should give the objective of third speakers and also the timings and other things that has to be given. Toastmaster, I have no idea who is this one because it is not given. For the third speaker.
Thank you, Joseph. This is Divesh from Synopsis Hyderabad Toastmasters Club. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Joseph, for that wonderful opportunity. Today, Toastmaster Jan from UK is attempting his Project 3, and his statement for the speech is the purpose of his project is for the members to practice the skill needed to present himself or herself well in an interview. The timer, please note, the speaker has only 7 minutes maximum. All the best, Jan. Over to you, Joseph.
Thank you very much, Divesh.
Thank you,
Who's my interviewer?
Toastmaster. Now I call upon the third speaker, Toastmaster Jan. Toastmaster Jan is the club member of Sutton Speaks Easy Club and is talking from UK. He will give you the subjects of his speech title. Over to you, Toastmaster Jan.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Shivani. Thank you
Hi,
for the
Toastmaster
opportunity to
Jan.
interview me.
Yes. So I hope you are staying safe and doing great, right?
Oh,
So let's
yes.
begin this interview. Oh, wow, great. So let's begin this interview. So would you like to introduce yourself by giving a short introduction about yourself?
Oh, about myself. Oh, thank you very much. So it's always an interesting question to talk about yourself. I could, obviously from my accent, I'm not from India. I'm not from the lovely Britain. I'm from France, the country of vineyards, skiing and cheese. I've been a sales director for 15 years in big telecom corporation, but as well, on the side, I have developed a skill for hacking computers. I'm very good at breaking computers. And by night, I teach dancing, especially Argentinian tango, and all the money of the classes go to a children's hospital for charity. Would you like to know more, Shivani?
You are not audible.
Yeah, you were not audible, Jan. Can you repeat your statement? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, completely. Yeah.
So did you hear my full response or did you hear bits of it?
Yeah, but starting part I heard, but please repeat the last sentence.
Oh, the last sentence. So I said one of my passion is sales. The other passion is breaking computers in the weekend.
Okay.
As a hacker. And third is I run a dancing school in London where we teach Argentinian tango, and all the money goes to a children's hospital.
Oh, nice, great. So many hobbies and interests. So my next question is like, why did you choose your career in sales in cybersecurity?
So I come from a family who's very entrepreneurial. My dad had his first nightclub at 18 years old, and from there he grew a big business around French food and French restaurants. And from a young age, from the age of 12, my dad put me on the floor serving customers. So sales has always been ingrained in my blood. I studied law because I was gifted at school, but my first passion was always sales. And when I moved to the UK to create my dance school, I had the chance to have a dancing partner who was a sales manager in a big telecom company. And she said she would love to use my skills, my people skills and my sales skills in an organization. And that's why I started to sell cybersecurity.
Oh, nice.
So sales was always there.
Yeah, that's really great. I mean, so my next question is, why only you have chosen this role? I mean, why only for the manager role? Why not for any other role in this sales field? Yeah.
Do you mean in your company?
Yes.
Well, let's be honest. You're one of the fastest cybersecurity startup coming up. Your mission of protecting the data of financial organization is very close to my heart. me living in London. I'm close to the financial organization. I've been working more than 10 years in the finance industry, so I know really well their problems around data, compliance, regulation, and I'm quite good at selling to them, especially around the topic of cybersecurity. And from your job advert, you're looking for a sales director in London. So I'm only 20 minutes from the city. It would be very easy for me to reach out, going to events once COVID is done, and obviously leveraging my network in the financial industry to go sell your cybersecurity services.
Oh, that's great. I mean, you have well researched our company. So that is really nice. So the next question which I have in my list is, what was your biggest achievement?
My biggest achievement was on the 20th of March 2015, 4:55 p.m. English time. That's when my son Nicholas was born. That's my biggest achievement in life.
Oh,
now, if you're asking
great.
me my biggest achievement in my professional my biggest achievement in my professional career is helping an insurance company in the UK having a whole of 30 million,
Wow.
£30 million in their balance sheet due to restructuration, and obviously helping them in their digital transformation over 3 years, selling them cybersecurity managed services for 2.6 million over 3 years.
That's really great. I mean, to hear all those achievements from you. So, okay. So, Jan, if you want me to offer you this position, so you have to sell a pens to me. Now you have to show your, sales skills to me.
Okay. So we have 2 minutes left.
Yes.
What did you want me to sell to you? Sorry, your
one
voice
pen.
Yes. Oh, a pen.
Yes.
Okay. So, Annie.
Yes.
It's glad to meet you today. Are you in the market for a pen? Do you need a pen?
Yes, definitely. I want to write. So,
Let me ask you a question. Obviously, you're a cybersecurity company. Your services are not cheap. It varies between £500,000 up to £5 million for a contract. Obviously, you could do a contract online, but when a person is going to spend £5 million with you over 3 years, I'm pretty sure they want to see you face to face at a restaurant, and obviously sign this contract on paper with their lawyers. Would you like to sign this £5 million contract?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Wow. I'm so amazed to see you, and I'm really hoping to take you as my employee in my organization. Congratulations, Toastmaster Jan. So back to
very
you.
Much. Very enjoyable. Thank you very much for your time, and very happy to work with you. Let's go get some money.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jan. And the question and answers, it's a very interesting interview. Thank you so much. And it is really very, very lovely and pleasing. Now it is the time for another session. Without this session, any meeting is not so interesting. This is the table topic master. Today's table topic master is from Toastmaster Tech Mahindra Club, Hyderabad. Toastmaster Madhuri, she is a dentist by profession. She is in the Toastmaster journey for the past 2 years, 4 months. She joined Toastmaster Club to utilize her free time and to learn new things and upscale her skill into personal communication. She held the officer's position in the Toastmaster Club as a VP membership as well as a VP education. She had held a chairperson for district club extension and district EFGH division also. Presently, she is the area director. She has won awards, Triple Crown 4, winner in HC club, first runner-up in ISC and ESC club level. Her education level, CC, CL, ALD, PM, PECS, all the alphabets that the English language could contain. So I welcome Toastmaster Madhuri to take up the Toastmaster table topic master for today's session. Over to you, Toastmaster Madhuri.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joseph. Thank you so much for that elaborative explanation of my introduction, basically. Thank you so much. Now, what is table topics? The table topic session is open for the Toastmasters and guests. A table topic session is where you will be given a one topic and you have requested to speak on that topic for a duration of 1 to 2 minutes. The timer will show a green color at 1 minute. At 1 minute 30 seconds, it's an yellow or amber. And at red, you will be shown red card at 2. But still, you have 30 seconds to wind up your topic. So it's on-go topics. And due to the restriction of the time constraint we are having only 5 topics today. So who wants to be the first volunteer of the topic? Who wants to take up the first topic?
Yeah, me, Madhuri.
Okay. Okay. The topic for you is, what is your happiest moment of the day? That means the happiest moment of today. What is the happiest moment of the day, Toastmaster Vikram?
See, moments can be happy and it can be sad. But for today, and today in Hyderabad, in our city, it has been continuously raining. It's downpour, heavy downpour in Hyderabad. And I did not know what to do the whole day because it was raining. First of all, I wanted to pass home. So I started working. And after that, I got bored. Now, how to make my day interesting? Now, when the clouds hovered above and the weather became dark at just 5 p.m. Now, what did I do? To enjoy the fresh air and atmosphere, I went up to my terrace and saw the dark clouds hovering, the round downpours tittering down slowly and steadily, one by one, tap, 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 tap. Heavy downpour came down. I was enjoying myself, running around and round and round in my terrace, enjoying the fresh air and atmosphere, and also drenching the rain like a Bollywood song. Now, here I didn't have any heroine to dance away with, but I enjoyed myself and that made me happy. And after going down, after some time, after drenching in the rain, I had hot samosas and bhajis as snacks, and I had hot coffee. So that was my most memorable moment of the day. So friends, if it rains, enjoy the fresh air, atmosphere, and drench yourself to be happy, because rain, come again. You never know when it comes. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikram. Now you actually appetized us with your samosas and that coffee. Thank you so much. It's the right time to have a right appetite. Now, in the same lines, let's have Toastmaster Jan to be our next table topic speaker. Yes. Am I audible, Toastmaster Jan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So Toastmaster Jan, let's be this, having this samosa and coffee is kind of, having a sandwich and snacks over there. So now tell me, what do you prefer? A momentary happiness of having junk food or a long-time health? A momentary happiness of junk food or a long-time health, Toastmaster Jan?
Thank you very much, Madhuri. I think you asked the right question to the right person. I'm French from a dad who had a 3 Michelin star restaurant in Lyon. Can you imagine? I think the first time I went to a McDonald's, I was 29 years old. And I had to make sure my dad never knows. He will have killed me. Can you imagine? One of the best restaurants in the world. You know, my dad was best friend with Paul Bocuse. If I tell him I'm going to McDonald's, they would have lynched me. So to answer your question, I love cooking. I just cook a gratin dauphinois, and I can't wait tonight to have a nice steak with my gratin dauphinois. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jan. So in this note, I will say something. I tasted my first McDonald's in Paris. So yes, I can understand how it feels like. Thank you so much for that. And now who would be like...
I will stop my video.
So who would be the next volunteer for table topics? Okay, so if you're not volunteering, the Toastmaster, the table topics master always have this opportunity of picking all by herself. So I can see a beautiful smile of Tej Pops, Teja. So Toastmaster Teja, would you like to go next?
Sure.
Okay. So Toastmaster Teja, how do you love yourself? How do you love yourself, Toastmaster Teja?
Thank you. So that's a very interesting topic. Even a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have thought about such a thing because like it's so foreign to us, right? Like we were never actually taught as kids to appreciate ourselves because we always concentrate on what our negatives are, how can we always improve about them, whether it was in school or college or even a job. But we never stop and appreciate ourselves. We are taught to appreciate good talent in others, but we were never taught to like self-love. So it doesn't come to us naturally, right? Unless we are faced with a situation where we have to realize that unless we practice such a thing at a conscious level, we will often face problems like burnout, and we should learn to communicate with ourselves and feel when we need to take a break and when it is when we have to say no to social media and take a break for ourselves and improve upon our stress and other stuff. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Teja. Now the next volunteer has raised his hand, and it's Toastmaster Krishnakant from Hyderabad. So Toastmaster Krishnakant, am I audible?
Yes, yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. So the question for you is, Toastmaster KJ, are you a fitness freak? Are you a fitness freak, Toastmaster Krishnakant?
No, I think no, I am not a fitness freak. I think last session or last meeting also you asked me the same question. If you go to Zim, what is the playlist you will play? I strongly remember that. Yeah, I am not a fitness freak because I strongly believe in, see, when it comes to health, there are two things: physical health and mental health. So I am a big fan of mental health. I think I am the best mentally happy person whom I have come across in my life. So I never get depressed, I never break out, or I never share my distress or anything to anybody, because I am always happy and I try constantly to be happy mentally. But having said that, physical fitness is also important, but I am not a fitness freak because during my childhood I was always forced to wake up at 5 a.m. and I am the first person to go to school at 7, and my school opens at 9. So I have to go to school at 7, keep my bag somewhere, and I have to go to nearby friends and then have a chit chat and finally come to school at 9. So waking up early has been a daily routine and I want to break it. So I got a chance when I got a job. So I developed this late night habits, and any habit, of course, being late night is a bad habit. So to counterattack that, I developed positive habits like book reading or playing guitar or attending Zoom meets. Yesterday, I have attended a Lima Toastmasters meeting at 11:30 p.m. and it ended at 1 a.m. And Lima Toastmasters is a club which started in 1960, and they are about to celebrate 60th meeting in October. So if I am a fitness freak, I have to wake up early, I have to sleep early, then I would have missed chance of attending these kind of meetings. And also your brain is very active. I mean, at 2 a.m. that is the right time. I mean, if you go to sleep, that is the right time where your brain is active and the subconscious mind gets into triggered. So any thoughts that come at 2 a.m. are good for you. So I do get number of thoughts at 2 a.m. So I try to convert them into actions, and I believe I'm a man of actions, and I'm not encouraging you all to stay late, but I love to sleep late and I'm not a fitness freak. But if there is any person who is a fitness freak, I would love to collaborate with him and go to gym. But alone, no, I can't. I'm very bad at it. Over to you, TTM.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Krishnakant. And I have penned down your question, your next table topic question. In any other meeting, if we meet as in table topics master and a speaker, your question would be, what are the thoughts you get at 2 a.m. in the night?
Thank you.
With that note, we will go with the fifth question or the last question of the session. I have a request from Toastmaster Shruti. So I request Toastmaster Shruti to turn on her video and unmute herself so that, yes, thank you. You look lean like me. So I just want to give you this question where I usually face a lot. Have you ever been body shamed by someone for being lean? Have you ever been body shamed by someone for being lean? Toastmaster Shruti.
Good evening, everyone. I think, body shaming is not just for lean people. When people want to judge you, I think it's for everyone, right? It's common to everyone. Oh, what is that? Your nose is so small and your eyes are so big. But the features of the face don't match only. Body shaming happens to everyone, and I'm sure once you make up your mind that body shaming is not something that you should be judged with, I think you will really gain the maturity and you will not give you'll just take it out of your mind when someone shames you. Obviously, I had incidents like this. People used to call me malnutrition, and I used to tell them, no, it's hereditary. My dad's like that, my grandma is like that, I am like that. Not to be blamed, I eat a lot. I eat 5 times a day: breakfast, lunch, snacks, again snacks, and then dinner. This is my daily time. I eat so much, but I don't grow fat. And who is to be blamed? My parents are to be blamed. They are thin, and they have given this heredity to me that I'm thin. So when I'm body shamed, yes, I tell this whole theory to them, and then they get so tired of listening to me that they never come back to me and tell that, oh, you're malnutrition. No. This is the end of the discussion there. So I think these are a few incidents that happened ages ago with me when we were kids, and everyone used to shame. And later on, when we came to office and everything, it became so that, oh wow, you're so thin. You can wear any dress you want. You can dress up however you want. You wear nice heels. You wear nice shoes. It became that, It no more was a bad thing. It was a good thing, and everyone used to see me and say, "You're so lucky. You get to wear so many dresses and everything." So I think after a point of time, it became the positive from the negative. But I must say, it's just time, how time changes and how you take over things and how you want to handle it. So everyone goes through this, but don't worry. It's a gift of God. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for sharing your insights. And trust me, if you turn out to be my age, you will be really cherishing it. People will call you, you look so young at your 40s and 30s. So trust me, it's a disguised boon. We are not going to age so quick. So with this note of health and happiness, everything is in your thought process. So whatever you take, it is up to you, and whatever you perceive, it is up to you. And yes, rightly said by Toastmaster KK as well. So with this note, we are going to end this table topic session in the interest of time as well. Now I request timer Ashwini to just let the people or the participants know who all qualified for the voting process.
Excuse me, you have to hand it over to me. I will call the general evaluator, and that is what the timing is.
Okay. No, I thought there's a voting process. And my bad, excuse me. And over to
No
you,
problem.
Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Madhuri. It is very interesting. At the same time, it is synonymous to health and happiness, all of your topic. And it is really wonderful that you have done it. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to call upon the general evaluator, Toastmaster Shruti. Toastmaster Shruti, the general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Shruti. The general
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmasters Joseph. I am sorry, I had muted myself and I was unaware of it. So we have come to the evaluation portion of our meeting. And so how we go about this, first we hear the speech evaluators give an evaluation about today's prepared speeches, and then we will get to the reports from the grammarian, the counter and the timer. After that, I will give my general evaluation of the overall meeting. So our first evaluator will be evaluating Deepa's speech, The Life of Jumbo. Please help welcome TM Vikram.
Thank you, G. Shruti. So, good evening, Toastmasters, and in particular my speaker, target speakers, Deepa. So, Life of Jumbo, what a wonderful speech it was at the correct time. I will divide my evaluation into three parts: the positives, the recommendations, and summarize my evaluation of his speech. Okay. First of all, coming to the positives in your speech, I found that it was a very good story consisting of happiness and tragedy. Now, it was a very confident speech. You were very confident in your speech. And I also like the way in which you interacted with the audience earlier on. You asked questions to the audience, what do you mean by jumbo? So interaction is very much required there. And definitely you did that with ease. Now, the story required a plot and a setting. And the story definitely contained a plot and a setting, in the sense that there were settings in terms of circus, in terms of railway track, injuries happening to the jumbo, and whatnot. So both the plot and setting were there in the story. Very well done. And also at the end of the message story, you had a message at the end. That means you asked the audience to live life responsibly, and asked all of us to know duty of to save wildlife, so protect wildlife at the end. So it's a very very good message at the end. Coming to the recommendations part, yes, the story kept us engaged. Okay, but at various times in the speech, I had observed that you are probably looking at some notes, as I observed that your eyes were going up and down. And also you fumbled at the end looking for some words. That means in the sense that I suggest you to do a rehearsal once again, and rehearsal should have been done to ensure effectiveness. So that's what I suggest you to do that. So second thing, a very good speech has had plot and setting, but the speech had options to display emotions at various points. For example, when you said that it was unthinkable, people are trying to sell jumbo, so that emotions should come forward. Okay, emotions should come forward because a story should have emotions. And I thought that the emotions were a little bit lesser. Suggest you to work on the emotions part, backed up by body language. For example, the jumbo came on a railway track. Have a pause, because pauses are required. Right? And I felt that pauses had to be there, and pauses ensure effectiveness of the speech. So have pauses, be slow, and display emotions, because your story had a lot of emotions to be displayed, and it ensures that effectiveness of the speech will be at a higher level, and it will be improved once pauses are there and emotions were enacted at subsequent places. So all in all, to summarize, a very good speech, competent speech. You had a plot and setting, message at the end. So work on your rehearsals and the emotions and pauses. Very good speech. All the best to the speaker, Deepa. Very well done. Thank you. Back to the general Shruti.
Thank you, TM Vikram. Let's move on to the second evaluator who will be evaluating Milan's speech, Pathway L1 Project Research. Please help me welcome TM Rajesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. A warm good evening to one and all, and a special good evening to Toastmaster Milan. I, Rajesh, take immense pleasure and pride in evaluating Toastmaster Milan's speech. Toastmaster Milan gave us a glimpse of the other side of the coin, a coin named Ahimsa. Through his speech, he gave us insights on Gandhiji's take of how one could still go for a war being an Ahimsak. Toastmaster Milan, there are certain aspects of your speech that grabbed my attention. First and foremost, at the beginning of your speech, you showed us how theater can help one to deliver an excellent speech. Right from the beginning of when you introduce the Lieutenant General, then when you transition to Bapu, the transition from I to Bapu, where you introduced Mahatma Gandhi, and then back to our own Lieutenant General, Distinguished Toastmaster Milan, where you wore your glasses and introduced yourself in reality. The three characters were vividly drawn, and we could see all of them uniquely presented in front of us. You showed your emotions, your hand gestures, all of them put together made it a beautiful picture for us. Second part that stood out in your speech were the anecdotes about the historic points about Gandhiji's take of Ahimsa, where a soldier's conversation with Gandhiji, where Gandhiji was encouraging the soldier to go fight a war, him being a preacher of Ahimsa. So that was something different for the audience. I myself never knew that Gandhiji would also preach about going for a war from a different aspect. So yes, that did drew my attention, where you also pointed out historic points where you spoke about certain interesting characters, Charlie Angloon, Juliet Brown, and few snippets of Gandhiji's own autobiography where he spoke about spiritual dilemma. So these 3 points in specific added value to your research and presentation and also added credibility to your points. Third and most important aspect of your speech that stood out was, again, in terms of the objective, you did a thorough research and presentation taking us back in time about Mahatma Gandhi, how he spoke about World War I, trying to convince the British to have a homegrown support, how he spoke to the other lieutenant generals in the 1948 post-independence war and all. And to really improve on your skills, again, with respect to a fine magnifying glass that I'm using, first and foremost, when people speak about research and presentation, as an audience, I'm looking for numbers. I might seem greedy or illogical, but in my opinion, I was looking for certain logic, numbers, statistic, historical data, apart from dates and people name. You did give us dates and people name, but I was more looking at historical numbers or data. That would have really kind of brought in even more interest in the audience. Secondly, you did speak about the historians, and you did give us an aspect of how Gandhiji also asked us to go for a war. But I want to understand in detail about how did that really work out? What was the real connect between being an ahimsak and still be waging a war for your country? The thin line of difference is still gray for me. I wanted to know more on that through your research and presentation. Overall, an amazing high energy right from front to end, high energy speech with all the characters that you drew. A little information on the gray area, how Gandhiji wants us to fight war even though being ahimsak. I look forward to hear more speeches. All the best, Milan. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Rajesh. And now we call upon our third evaluator who will be evaluating Jan's interview. Please help me welcome TM Divesh.
Thank you, Shruti. Can you acknowledge if you can hear me and see me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you, but not see.
Yeah, but we cannot see you.
You might be looking into another screen, so I'm using 2 of the devices. Anyway.
Okay.
You are not in the screen.
Yeah, I think there's another screen in which we can see you, but in the screen that's displayed, we cannot see you, Divesh. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you spotlight yourself, please? Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I will start with my evaluation. So that's a very great evening for all of us, and especially for our interviewer, who was today getting interviewed by Toastmaster Shivani. Very great evening to all of you from my side. Starting with the interview process today that I witnessed, I was very thrilled and encouraged to take part in the interview very soon in my career as well. Starting with, I will have 3 positives and 2 areas of recommendation from my side for you, Toastmaster Yan. First of all, it says the first impression is the last impression, and it stands true even for the interview. When I speak and I saw you in front of getting interviewed, and instead of starting with Shivani, you yourself started asking questions to Shivani. For a moment, I thought you are interviewing Shivani. That was really great, and the first thing that I want to commend you about your confidence. You were smiling and giving a positive aura of your knowledge, your skills in the interview process, which is always tell tall because that is your first impression. The second thing that I want to talk about, the honesty. We all know that honesty is the best policy, but we don't follow it. And especially when it comes to the interview, it becomes great. Rightly mentioned by you when Shivani asked you that, why do you want to become an area sales manager? So you take, let's be really honest. Your company is knowledgeable and this is going the fastest in the entire world in terms of data security. Now that is not just the honesty, but a tinge of fact. So you added some factual data. You sounded more like you know what you're doing and what you want to get in the job. So there was a combination of facts as well. So the 3 things that I think you did very great was the confidence, your honesty, and also the fact. You spoke with the numbers, you spoke with the data, and you were very honest. Now, there are 2 areas of improvement, in my opinion, in your speech. Every speech is great, but there is always a challenge for ourselves becoming a better speaker. So the only thing that I see as somebody as a Toastmaster, I wanted you to improve upon one thing, which is you said about you want to become area sales manager by inspiring someone else. I might be wrong, but this is what I was able to hear from the fluctuating voice connection. So there I have to say that if you want to become area sales manager by inspiring by others, this is something contrary to what you did in the positive, where you talked about factuals and by honest. So maybe you can talk about more about why do you want to become area sales manager instead of why your friends want to see you as area sales manager. The second thing that I found was towards the end. So you were very factual, you was very honest until the interview. But towards the last, when you spoke about let's get some money, I mean, somebody as serious as a sales manager, perhaps I would not expect that statement right when you have cracked the interview so awesomely, but why to screw up in the end? I mean, if I would have been the interviewer, the right interview, perhaps that statement, just one statement, can be more like somebody who talks more, maybe more ambitious, but could not be that much factual. So in order to summarize it, it was a great, confident, honest interview and well-known approach, research-oriented. The only 2 points that I have, maybe add your story, why you want to become area sales manager instead of your friend recommending you to become one. And the second thing, until last, please don't talk very ambitiously or something which you don't expect from the sales manager, because they need to be very focused on time. All in all this is a great speech. Looking forward for more speeches. If you want to challenge yourself in the interview process, maybe try to draw your interviewer towards what is your best skill, so that you can talk about more what is your best skill. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Divesh. Now I call upon the timer, TM Ashwini.
Good evening once again to all of you. Here I have the details of the time taken by all the speakers. To begin with, the prepared speeches. Deepa, Toastmaster, 8 minutes 40 seconds. Milind, second speaker, 6 minutes 55 seconds. Yan, third speaker, 7 minutes 27 seconds. Now going ahead with the table topics. The first table topics, Vikram, 1 minute 50 seconds. They're all very much in time except Krishnamurthy, KK. Yan 1 minute 4 seconds, Teja 1 minute 25 seconds, KK 2 minutes 57 seconds, Shruti 2 minutes 6 seconds. Now coming to the time taken by evaluators, first evaluator Vikram 3 minutes 16 seconds, second evaluator Mr. Rajesh 3 minutes 40 seconds, and third evaluator Mr. Divesh 4 minutes 7 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwini. Now I call upon our counter, Rajesh. Please welcome TM Rajesh.
Yet again, thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. My R counter report will be a presentation. I'll quickly share my sheet, not my sheet, Excel sheet. Let me know if you folks are able to see. Can anyone have a raise of hand or yes, something or the other?
Yes,
I
Rajesh,
would
we can
request
see.
that
Yes,
you
we can
please
see.
spell.
Yeah, hold on. So I've tried to analyze the entire R counter report in this format. Wherever you see green, you're good to go. And wherever you see yellow, I would say, for instance, our Sergeant at Arms had few R's, General Evaluator Shruti, Timer Ashwin, Evaluator Divesh, and Speaker Vikram. You had a little bit of R's and ums in your speeches. And when it comes to the word that has been frequently used, in my observation, I observed that Deepa, Toastmaster Vikram, and Devesh's favorite words were and there were repetitive usage of these words. Toastmaster Madhuri likes the word basically, occurrences of 2 or 3, to be honest. So yellow is still okay, nothing to really work on. Toastmaster Vikram has a liking towards and now. And as a fun fact, I mentioned even the tup sound that he made to represent the rain. So this has been my overall R counter report. Folks who are in green are impeccable, spotless, and good job. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. Now it's time for the scariest part, the grammarian. Let's all welcome Toastmaster Sushmita.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm back with my Wordmaster and Grammarian report. So no one used the word of the day and idiom of the day. Please use the word of the day and idiom of the day in your speeches so that you can improve your vocabulary. And from all your speeches, I observed the outstanding vocabulary there. Toastmaster of the day used gloomy, which means partial or total darkness, endure, which means suffer, standard, which means unable to live somewhere, complacent, which means marked by an inclination to please or oblique. And Toastmaster Deepa used the words captivity, the condition of being confined, tormented, which means experiencing or characterized by severe physical or mental sufferings, and campering, which means run with quick light steps. And Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Milan used combat, which means fighting between armed forces. Instincting demand something forcefully. Ambition, which means imagine as a future possibility. Anguishment, which means severe mental or physical pain. And Toastmaster Rajesh used the word anecdote, which means a short, amusing or interesting story. And Toastmaster Divesh used the word plethora, which means a larger, excessive amount of something. And I observed that all the speakers have used the excellent sentences in their speeches. And this is my Wordmaster and Grammarian report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Sushmita. Now it is time for my overall evaluation of the meeting. The Sergeant at Arms started the meeting on time and warmed up the audience very well. The President, TM Milan, started so energetically, and he just pushed all his energy to all of us. So we all got energized and we were ready for the meeting. The Toastmasters of the day, it is really inspiring to like watch you speak, TM Joseph, and I mean it is your energy is astonishing. So thank you for inspiring us. The tag team, each one of you introduced well, and you gave a good explanation of all your roles. And then we come to the table topics. The table topics were very interesting and they were easily understood and spoken by everyone. After each and every speaker spoke, you gave good conclusions as well to the topics that, like an overall conclusion of that speech you had given in your topics. So that was my observation. It was great. Evaluator 1, I felt that you could have spoken a little more, given the time limit that you had. Like you could have given an overall conclusion about what were the recommendations and what you could have improved. I know you did it in like while giving your evaluation, but maybe a conclusion would do is what I felt. Evaluation 2, that was TM Rajesh. I think according to me, I think you did a great job, and you covered up all the hows and whys. And indeed, I know that Milan's speech was full of energy, and we had to put a tiny magnifying glass, as you said, to find faults in it. Evaluator 3, I really couldn't find any faults in your evaluation. You were great with your evaluation. So I just felt like, one tiny bit, that improvement that I felt, that you could have spoken about, his body language during the speech. Like I'm saying, taking an instance from his interview, and you would have told you did this. It would be better, since you were in an interview, you could have done this. So I felt that was somewhere, that connection was missing. And a timer, like you did a good job giving, keeping a track of all the times and everything. But I felt you could have given short comments along with the time. Like for someone who has utilized less time, you could have spoken for a little longer, or given a conclusion for your speech. This is what I felt. The R counter, again, I think you have covered up a great report, and you have given up all the everything what was required has been covered in the Excel. So it was a great idea to share the Excel, because if you miss saying a point, we could see it there. So it was a great idea. And Grammarian, you did a good job too. I felt you could have just kept reposting the word of the day and idiom of the day in the chat box, so that people could have a look at it, and they could see it more often, so that they could be reminded of the word of the day and idiom of the day. So that's it from my report. I now return the control to our Toastmasters. Off.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Shruti. You have very good analysis on this, every part of the role takers. What I find was the ha is still existing in everybody's speech in spite of a ha counter presence. Anyhow, we are slowly trying to get rid of those things. And it may be difficult also, because in every meeting, there is always ha. Now, I would say on today's health and happiness, no amount of money can buy life. No amount of regret can bring the past. We can't always be happy. We can't always be right. But we can try to count on our everyday life to make something positive. To all the Toastmasters of today who attended the meeting, I have a message. In this period of time, you have to be more careful and safe. Eat healthy food and do exercise and yoga. And also try to utilize your time in a very special way that you would like to, but never get disappointed, and eat healthy food. Health and wealth are the happiness. If you lose health, you lost everything. Let us not forget the old adage, health is wealth. Thank you so much for the very good entertaining session that I felt today. And I don't know if I could get back all this once again. I would be very happy to host such a session in future also. Everybody was very interestingly spoken, and it is really amazing to see you all, because in the smaller screen you look more beautiful. Maybe in person you will be much more beautiful. That is what I expect. God bless you all. Over to Toastmaster DTM Millen.
So before I invite others, we have a voting, correct, today?
I don't think so, Mr. Millen.
Deepa?
I don't know. You must ask Deepa.
Deepa, do we have a voting today?
No, I haven't prepared.
Oh, okay, fine. Someone is saying something?
Yeah, today all the participants are today.
Okay, all of winners. Okay, great.
Thanks, Vikram, for being a sport.
Thank
Though
you.
we've disqualified.
So, would someone like to share their experience? How was this? Anyone? Even our area directors or division directors, if they are there, anyone wants to share any experience or any new guest or you have joined recently? Who has not spoken today? I can see Teja or someone. Is there anyone? Oh, come on. Let's start with the Shivani who is there. No? Now, I have a soft corner for Shivani. My daughter's name is Shivani. So that's the thing.
Yeah, Toastmaster Joseph. Oh, sorry, Millen. I'm so getting confused with so many names. I'm so sorry for this. Yeah, so really, it was really great to see everybody, to have such collaboration. I mean, it's like interstate as well. So we have been meeting with the TechM. We know the TechM people and members, but it is really great to see members outside Hyderabad and intercity, and to have such collaboration with everybody. And the energy which we have witnessed today throughout the meeting was really great. With this great topic like happiness and healthy, we have to keep us healthy. So I really felt that happiness and that healthy environment in our meeting, and so much of positive energy, so much of learning from so many people, the energy which we have seen from you. And really, you have changed 2 times your dress. I really have to appreciate this, because I cannot change white dress for one of the meeting, and it is really encouraging to see such a person from you after hearing the story as well. So many learnings, I would say, at the end. And yeah, I would like to give this chance to everybody to share their experience as well.
Yeah,
I'm
requesting Toastmaster Vandana, because she was our a connecting person. Yes. Continuously, she was coordinating with everyone. She and Deepa, of course, was the person who set the ball rolling. But somehow Vandana could not join because she had some surprise test to be given.
Oh, wow.
So let us see what she had to do and what. Of course, she joined quite late during the table topic. So Vandana, you were supposed to be the evaluator today.
I had an interview actually. So the thing is, I think like now when we lay down roles, I think when we do collaboration, we need to put who's going to make the poster, who's going to do the agenda, because what I had to prepare for my interview. So Joseph says like, I didn't get the agenda. So usually we have our side conversations a lot. So usually whoever, like Deepa prepares the agenda for our meeting and I mail it to him, and so if he's TO mode or otherwise. So I'm like, okay, now I can't. I'm like, okay, please someone prepare the agenda. And then and it's so unnatural for me to kind of be away. So I had to be part, and I'm so sad that I missed most of it. So I think next time when we have a linkers meeting, I think the first thing that will pop up is, yes, we filled in the roles. Now who will do the agenda, who will do the minutes of the meeting, who will do the, poster. So I think even charting who will do that kind of, okay, so we need to add all the role players 2 days before, or, so those kind of things would have helped make it a little more, less confused. So yeah. It was great.
Toastmaster helps not only be a good leader, good communicator, but also a good organizer, event manager. That's also a skill which is to be developed. That's a great thing. Okay. Anyone else before the presidents? I ask the presidents to join. Yeah.
The Toastmaster DTM Millen, I would like to give a little information to our Hyderabad club. Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You know Hyderabadi, yes, so go ahead. Yeah.
To all my Toastmaster from the Hyderabad club, I would like to say that I lived in that Hyderabad from 53 to 83. And I did all my education in the Uspania University, which is a famous university, you know. I passed my engineering. I got married from the Bangalore girl only, but still stayed in Hyderabad. I worked for PWD, and all my education was very excellent. I taught the university. After my marriage, I did my MS also with the 3 children at my disposal. So I really enjoyed the Hyderabad life. I visited Hyderabad even in my younger days when Nizam was alive. I was standing next to him when he came for the hospital to find out the delivery of his spouse. I was next to him. That was, in those days, there was no security, but I really was very great to see him next to him. I was a school boy, but he was a king. At the same time, I met him also in the church on the 25th December in 1964.
Okay.
So he came to the church and he attended the Mass in St. Joseph Cathedral. He donated a clock to the church and also chandeliers, which are very expensive in lakhs of rupees. That was his donation. And there was one time, his own father did not allow the church bells to ring, but he, as a generosity with all his might, he ruled Hyderabad so nicely. There was no poverty in Hyderabad during his period. I have seen his coins.
Toastmaster Joseph, you can make this as a speech. Okay, that's you can give. Okay, anyone else?
Research and presentation.
Yeah.
This is the last thing. I used the coins, and the coins was very great in those days.
Can you make this as one of your speech now? Okay, keep this as a speech. Don't disclose
thank you
all
so
things.
much for listening to this one.
Okay,
That's
now
all.
I have time to give it to my other co-presidents so they can give your views before we close. So, take Mahindra President, can you proceed?
Yeah, it has been a fantastic meeting, Milind, DK Milind, and I'm glad that we all met 3 clubs for the first time, and definitely had a lot of things to learn from Jan as well as from all your club members, your club member speeches, roles, and all. And we look forward to collaboration once again in the future. And definitely, I had a great time. And I will also thank your club members from Synopsis also as well for the support and collaboration. And thanks to everyone who supported this in this first ever joint triplet or triad meeting or trio meeting. We can say thanks a lot.
Quartet meeting, Vikram. Quartet.
And I need to specifically acknowledge and appreciate the task done by Toastmaster Deepa. The way from day one she was pushing the things. So let's give a lot of applause for Toastmaster Deepa. Because even initially we were planning to have it on Monday, then you people had some challenges. So how she coordinated and changed the date and everything. It was a lot of interaction was going on. Superb job. Are you there, Toastmaster Deepa?
I think she just left. She had a call to attend.
Oh, okay, no problem.
She had to leave.
Yes.
So, the president of Synopsis.
Yes, Toastmaster DTM
Yeah,
Milind.
Okay, good.
I've already spoken, so
Okay,
I would
this is
like to
okay.
give this opportunity to others as well.
Okay, anyone else? Yeah. We have some couple of minutes.
Mahen, can you speak?
Yeah. Was there anyone who did not speak at all but just attended? We can take.
Yes, hello everyone.
Yeah, good. Go ahead.
So this is Mahen from Tech Mahindra Infocity Hyderabad Toast.
Welcome. Go ahead.
I'm the President VP Education of the club.
Excellent. Okay.
So this term has been a great term for us. Why? Because during this pandemic, whatever Zoom opportunity we have got, we have utilized it to the maximum, traveling virtually all over the world, also having a lot of joint meetings with clubs which are in our area, which are in different city as well, point of time. So now we can see we are already collaborating with people from Bangalore, Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. It's been a great meeting. So especially I witnessed great speeches today, great evaluations today, especially experienced Toastmasters, 2 DTMs being a part of this meeting, and also age-old Toastmasters, I can tell, not old in the age, but like you have aged through experience, gone through the experience, and you have shared a lot of insights about yourself and taking a good theme, health and happiness. giving us a lot of insights. That's been great. The flow of the meeting was really good. It was going very smoothly, and everybody was collaborative and cooperative. Nobody was like doing their own role. They were picking up multiple roles. They were able to coordinate with each and everybody. It's been a great meeting. We look forward to have more meetings. And also, I would like to welcome all of you from our club to please attend our meeting this Friday also, which we'll be having, so that we'll have much more joint meetings ahead. That's it from my side. Thank you everyone.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? Last chance. 5, 4.
I think we've spoken enough today, I guess.
Okay, then fine.
We have Shushma raised.
Oh yes.
Yeah, fine. Like everybody spoke about everything, so there is nothing much to talk about. So it went on very well, and every performance was awesome.
Any area for improvement, Sushma, which you feel? Any area for improvement where we can improve on the thing? Any area for improvement where we can?
It is too early to say, sir.
Okay.
It is too early to say for me. I'm just I'm like a baby to this platform.
And yeah, Sushma
it was very nice. It was awesome. It was an awesome.
Sushma just joined this Monday.
Wow.
So it's just absolutely brand new Toastmaster.
Welcome, Sushma.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So thank you all, Hyderabadis and Bangalorean. So with this, I'm concluding the meeting, the Linkers meeting as closed.
See you guys. It was fun.